Hello, everybody, and welcome to this new episode. We are here in the heart of the new Guernica, of course, in the Clam. This is a beautiful place. We like to know, like every week, what's going on, or what's on in behind the music, actually, of the greatest artists here in Melbourne. And for that, we're going to the history of LASK. How are you?
Let's go. Yeah, really good, thanks. How are you doing?
All good, all good. Beautiful in this beautiful place. I love this part of the new Guernica.
I feel like I'm supposed to be here, to be honest. This is perfect.
Like a pearl.
Yeah, like a pearl in like a big clam vagina. Happy.
This is amazing. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's really nice.
For start, I'd like to know what's your background in the music, because you're playing like machines. Like it's just not that easy. Like, but you need to learn a few things how to like the machines work actually.
Yeah.
All of the things, how to figure it out how this thing is. It's an entire world of this thing.
It is.
It is.
But it's my world, which is really convenient.
This is it.
Because it actually wasn't that hard. But I guess like I was into the music already from a young age, because I started off going to like festivals when I was a kid with my parents, and they were listening to like psytrance, hip hop, a range of different music genres. And then when I was like 14, I had a microcorg.
All right.
Yeah.
I love that.
So cool. Yeah. So that I actually had that before I was playing instruments. I got onto instruments a little bit later, because that was what was presented in my school as the avenue for doing music, was you've got to play a musical instrument. Later on, they introduced a composition class, and I just went to that, started learning Logic. So I kind of like it was all just kind of straight into it from like 13, 14, going to Rainbow Serpent, listening to electronic, got a synth, started going to this like art drama, like high school. And that was like, yeah, really put like me in a position where I could just spend all my time doing music. And I just got into hardware.
Yeah.
I already had, by the time I was, I think, 17, I had a 808, a 303, the
Amazing,
microcorg. Yeah, and I had everything linked up and playing together as a jamming situation.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was already kind of like tapped into that.
Yeah, and that time is amazing to have all these kind of the things, you know, because you have a lot of time for do this thing and focus, because
totally. Yeah, and you're just going to parties on the weekend and hearing the music, and then you're like, well, I want to go to these parties and have a reason to go to these parties. And I really liked the music, and I was involved in it anyway, so I was like, may as well just combine it all. And now I go to the parties for my job.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Do you ever think in that time that this is going to be your work?
Not with playing live, no. I knew pretty early on that production was going to be a thing. DJing naturally comes with production, but it wasn't until 2020 in the pandemic, when I got the Digitact from Electron. And I was just jamming on it, and I was like, fuck, I could do like an hour's worth of material with just this machine. And I just started filming jams and doing live stream jams actually in the pandemic. And that really was what made me go, okay, this is totally possible. And then pandemic finished, and we were all just so excited to get back out into party world that I kind of forgot about what I'd learned during the pandemic. And then about 2 years passed, and my friend's like, do it. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it. What am I doing? And
it's time.
Yeah. And by that point, when the clubs were open in Berlin again, and there was a lot of parties.
Oh, this in Berlin.
This is
Berlin.
all in Berlin. Yeah.
Right.
So I was in Berlin for the pandemic, and couple years before the pandemic, I moved there. Not planned. I just ended up there and didn't leave, and loved it. Still love it. And so that was then, and it was like the perfect place, because there's so many DJs there, and there's so many producers, and there's, you know, to some degree, like you can get away with like a few things, like pushing you out from the pack as a DJ, whatever, but in Berlin it doesn't work. Like there's like 50 to every like person, there's like 50 DJs, so it was just like, what do I do? And I was like, well,
wow.
Yeah.
And how do you break into the Melbourne scene? Do you remember that? Like when you finish?
Honestly, it was, and like I don't know if I should feel bad saying this, but like it was I didn't do anything. Like I was just writing music. Some guy that ran parties at Railway Hotel knew I wrote music. I couldn't even DJ at this point. He was like, this big artist is flying over to Australia. We want to put you as a support, one of the support. I'm like, yeah, sure, I can't DJ, but whatever. Then like the next day I went to Cash Converters and I like magically found like some 350s and a 250 mixer. So I was like, fuck, I guess I gotta learn how to DJ, pick some tracks. Got to the gig, played. They were like, wow, that was actually really good.
Part of the job.
Yeah. And then another DJ pulled out. That was like a few hours later and they were like, do you think you can play another set? And I was like, yeah, sure. So in my first night, first ever DJing, I played for 2 sets. And then after that I was on like every weekend. And it was like, it was easy because at that point they were really looking for females, like really pushing this thing. And like most of the gigs, it was like, hey, we need a female artist. But fuck it, I was so down for that ride. Still am. I think it's really good. But yeah, so that's pretty much how. And then before I knew it, I'd left. And then I was like, oh shit. And now I'm just back like every now and again. And now I really don't feel like I've broken out in this scene at all in Melbourne. Like, surprised if people know who I am here because I've been gone for so long. But yeah. There was a time when I was known in a few streets.
It's amazing this place, but you have already all your background there for music, you know. So you have already made a lot of work in your life about the music. It's not that easy. You say I don't do anything, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
you,
like
you did a lot. Made so many years in your life, like working the music.
It had already been like 5-6 years working. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, after you do the work, if you're in the right place at the right time, the rewards will come.
This is all the thing. But you already make all the work, like all the background.
The work is everything, and it was the same in Berlin. I got there, I hadn't done the work there, I got nowhere there. I was like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, how do I live in this place? And then I was like, no, you've actually just got to like start from scratch again, work your way up, figure out what you actually want to do. Yeah. DJing's probably not it if you're already stressing like about playing other people's music. And then when I decided to do live, it was like same thing again. It was like instantly I got booked for Tresor. My first ever live gig was Watergate's 21st birthday for warming up for Joey Beltram. And I was just like, yeah, sure.
Of course.
Don't even have an end of chain compressor at this point. Just plugging my fucking Octatrack into the mixer like this should be fine. And actually it was so dope and I played and it was really good. The crowd was insane.
Wow, amazing this story.
Yeah.
Do you start when you start to make like a production, right? And when you start like do you thinking about like I'm gonna make one song or just playing with the machines and then you start recording and then
pretty much. I mean, it depends. So it depends if I'm making a track or if I'm working on a live set. Because they're both pretty separate. But if I'm working on Ableton, lately I'm just pulling stuff from the live set. And all the live set stuff I just make through jamming. So most of it isn't existing in Ableton yet, but once I have something out in the live set, it'll take me maybe 12 hours to turn it into an Ableton track.
All right.
Pretty much finished and basically mixed.
Yeah, actually it's more easy, like just play and give all your soul and connect with the machines and humanize all these kind of sounds.
See what your brain gets hooked into as well, and what you find more interesting working on, because it's easy in Ableton to just like get carried away on a pretty irrelevant noise. On the machines, like you can discard things and change things, and things change constantly so quickly. You have 10 different ideas in 5 minutes, so yeah, it's like it's always a mix of what comes out at the right moment.
Yeah, and also you have like specific things machine, you know, like in Ableton maybe it's kind of overwhelming for some people because
underwhelming.
You think like you can do whatever you want, but it's so big Ableton. Like, but when you play in your machine, you have only 3, 4, 5 things, and that's it. You need to make everything there. So it's actually kind of more easy, but because you need to resolve everything there.
It's much better. This is exactly why I don't play live with a laptop, because like everyone's like, yeah, but you have so much more options, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't need that. Like this brain is fucking tweaking on like constantly enough without having a laptop there that starts sizzling out because I'm pushing the processing too hard. I'm like, give me my little compressor that sits there and my drum machine that sits there, and like my laptop is not not something that will ever be present with me on the stage unless I'm doing something with a band or a group, and there's got to be some like heavy
collab with other people.
Yeah, exactly. Some heavy
like
heavy clocking or something going on where everyone's going to be synced up in the computer, but otherwise no.
What is your plan for the future? Do you have like some things in your mind?
Yeah, I have. I mean, this year it's kind of just about settling some things, figuring out like what I'm actually doing and where I'm located, because obviously I've been in Berlin for the last 7 years this year, and there's a lot of like change and bit happening with the political climate in the world, and it's kind of reminding me that Australia is a pretty awesome place to be able to call home. So this year I was planning to get my label started, and
all right. What's the name of the label? Do you have it?
Yeah, I do. It's going to be called Proper Animal. There you go. Heard it first. And it's going to be, I've still got work to do on it. It's like a bit of a brainchild from last year that had to get put on hold, and then I had my stepdad was helping me with it, and he recently passed away from cancer. So I'm kind of like, that's my motivation for getting it like actually happening this year, because he's got all the domains, and he was just like, come on, LASK, do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I have to fucking do it. And I've got all the tracks ready and everything.
All right.
Yeah, so there was that. And for summer, I'm gonna head back to Europe. I've got some pretty nice stuff locked in that, depending on when this interview gets released.
This is when actually we take like 1 month. Release this interview.
So if it's released after April, I can say.
All right.
If it's not, just cut it out. But I got Fusion this year, so I'll be doing Fusion Festival, which is really nice.
Amazing.
Yeah, on the pretty fucking big stage. I had a really good time. So I'm gonna go back for that and just tie up some loose ends that I have there, because I just kind of, I've just like left, and I'm like, now all this like stuff in the world is happening, and I'm like, okay, like where is actually gonna be chill in 6 months? Like, so
we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I have no idea. So I just want to like just sort that shit out this year.
That's why we need to live now.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything.
Well, that's, I've had a few reminders of that this year, and I'm definitely for it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for accepting this invitation and for opening your heart and give us all the histories, maybe for all the people, all the other musicians, the see all these interviews. So thank you very much for that, and see you upstairs. Soon now.
Now. What time is it?
Thank you very much for all the people who see these interviews, for share and for follow all this work that we make with Auch and Tilt Shift and New Guernica, of course. So thank you very much, all the guys, and see you in the next time. Bye bye. See you.